Hello and welcome to the Vegan Luna podcast. I'm super excited. I have a very exciting guest here that's doing some amazing things in the world, and I mean in the world, but doing some awesome things for veganism worldwide that is helping a lot of animals. They've created a new company that I'm super excited for a lot of you to hear about, because I know that this is new to a lot of vegans. A lot of vegans I talk to, they haven't heard about this company, and I think every single vegan in the world needs to know about this company because they are making huge changes. So before I get into who we're talking to and who this person is, I really want to ask you a few questions. I call them my quick vegan questions. Are you ready for them?
I'm ready.
All right, so question number 1. What will it take to get to a vegan world?
It will take a critical mass of people going vegan, and the number of vegans are growing by triple digits every single year in every single continent. So I believe by 2025, mid-2025, 90% plus of this planet is going to go vegan. No doubt.
That's incredible. 90% by 2025. So what is it going to take? Like, what are some things that maybe need to happen? What do you think needs to happen for that to be accomplished?
So, like I said, it's a critical mass of people, and to reach that critical mass of people, you need massive PR. And thank God we have the top athletes, the top movie producers, the top celebrities in the world, really going out there and asking their fans, asking their followers to go vegan. I mean, Beyonce, I mean, Jay-Z, I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, Moby. I mean, every single big name out there is asking their followers to go vegan. Miley Cyrus, the list goes on and on and on. And so it's really a matter of time before we reach that critical mass. And once, the growth of veganism is not linear. It's not going to go like this. It's going to go exponentially like this, and then boom. And we're right at that tipping point before it shoots up. And I live this truth every day, knowing that by 2026, the world is vegan. That's our goal. We partnered up Silas Rao. He's an advisor on the Vegan Nation board, and he started 2026.org. And he always says something very interesting, that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. We say the world will be vegan by 2026, and therefore we will create that reality. And so I live with this reality every single day.
That's awesome. I love that. All right, so question number 2. And I bring this up because I was watching your interview with the blockchain, the one that I had just posted on Facebook, and it came up 2 times. And so I had to ask the question, why do people think that veganism is expensive, and is that true?
So I'm getting chills because I lived in New York City, where vegetables are more expensive than processed goods. The same phenomenon is occurring in the Philippines, where vegetables are more expensive, significantly more expensive than animal products and processed goods, which just shows the extremity and the critical place that we are in Earth's history, where it is more expensive to grow produce for us to eat than it is to get animals. And it's crazy because more than 95% of the total mass grown on Earth is fed to beasts. Humans get less than 1% of the global fresh produce into their daily diets. So it shows that there's a massive twist in the way we grow vegetables, what vegetables we grow, where we grow them, and for whom we grow them. And so I think being vegan will sometimes it's more expensive because in some places in the world, it's really expensive to get fresh produce, which is not a reason not to go vegan. It's more of a reason to be vegan and raise people's awareness as much as possible, because the problem on this earth is not too many humans. It's too many meat-eating humans. We have 8 billion people on this planet, but we have 70 billion beasts that consume more than times 30 our freshwater quota for the day, and consume more than times 70 the amount of fresh produce we consume out of the ground. And so people need to understand the numbers, the magnitude, the sheer evil that is happening on this planet. So some places in the world being vegan is expensive, and that's a problem we need to fix. Here in Israel specifically, buying produce is subsidized by the government. So, but the vegan cheeses are still expensive. The vegan hamburgers are still expensive. And so there's a lot of work we need to do in making the fun and delicious plant-based lifestyle cheaper. But if you live on a raw vegan diet, then in most places in the world, you're going to have a slightly cheaper expense.
Like beans, rice, lentils.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those things are the cheapest things in the supermarket. And if that's the bulk of your diet, then it could definitely be a lot cheaper for sure.
But we need a lot of fruits and vegetables. And in a lot of places in the world right now, fruits and vegetables are getting more and more expensive. And if we don't do a drastic change in our lifestyle, it will only get worse. I mean, that's why you have Extinction Rebellion going out there doing civil disobedience, because most chances are that in 3 years, the world is going to experience mass starvation. I'm not talking about Africa. I'm talking about Northern Europe. I'm talking about Israel. I'm talking about the US. It's scary.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So question number 3, what was it like buying 15,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest?
It was the best. And I need to correct you. It's not buying. We leased. It's a lease. So that means we have a lease for 10 years now for 15,000 acres of the Amazon rainforests. And it's for conservation and rehabilitation. Not even the president of Brazil can take that away from us. And so it is literally there just to be and to flourish and to grow. And it really, for me, it brought the whole veganation full circle, and it gave me the reassurance, the ambition, and the motivation to continue working on this project on a daily basis, because I know that we are literally, physically, in a concrete way, changing the world for the better, helping the planet. And so the energy is in the right direction, and that part is what makes me most proud of Veganation. And it's only going to grow. We're only going to lease more and more land with Vegan Coin, assigning a value to nature as it is without exploiting it and without seeing it as future resources for us to capitalize on.
Yeah, that's tremendous. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's something special. I felt like I had a part in that. I was like, yes, like my money is going towards helping the rainforest. I mean, for everyone else, it's like, yeah, I'm saving the rainforest. Yeah, I put a hashtag out there. Oh, I created awareness. But you're eating meat, and that's destroying the Amazon rainforest. And like, what did you physically do? Like, I mean, I didn't brag about it, but I felt good to know, like, I helped. Like,
and every
I helped.
vegan who transacts in the vegan economy using Vegan Coin should feel good about themselves, because when I use government money, I feel sick inside. I feel like a hypocrite. I am against the fossil fuels industry. I'm against the animal agriculture industry. I'm against income inequality. Yet I'm using the money that is propelling all these industries forward, all these realities forward. And so we must use other money. And so I want to be part of the solution. I am a big protester. I'm an activist, but I also believe in bringing solutions. And one of them is vegan coin, giving people an alternative to the most destructive money system on the planet.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that pretty soon. Some of the listeners, they might be going, what the heck is a vegan coin? We're going to talk about that. All right, so number 4, who are your 3 favorite activists?
Okay, so Greta Thunberg, obviously, she is huge. She is huge. Another one is David Young. I'm blanking out on his name, and this is so embarrassing. He's a Canadian vegan activist, environmentalist, and he had this beautiful quote. He's also a philosophical thinker and revolutionary thinker, and he says if we looked at a mountain as or as a river, as the vines of the earth and not a potential irrigation system, if we looked as an animal as our peers, as our life peers and not as potential food, etc., then the world would be a better place. So our most pressing challenge of the day is to change a perspective, meaning that all of our problems are in our head, which is very powerful. I'm not sure on his name. I'm going to get back to you on that. And then my third favorite vegan activist is Moby. He literally tattooed be vegan or go vegan, I forget, on his neck.
On his neck, yeah.
He is, yeah. And then if I'm allowed to bring a 4th vegan activist, it's obviously Jerome Flynn, the guy from Game of Thrones who plays Sir Bronn of the Blackwater, yeah. He is so sincere about his efforts to save the animals, to save Earth, and it's just amazing and inspiring to see on a daily basis. Like, being an activist is his primary job. Being an actor is secondary to everything else.
Yeah, kind of very similar into like Joaquin Phoenix a little bit. Like, he definitely like he's a hardcore activist for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, he's also the Joker in the new movie, you know?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I should have mentioned Joaquin. I mean, there's so many vegan activists.
It's hard now.
Sincere, yeah, but Joaquin is amazing.
Yeah. All right. So, why the name Vegan Nation?
Yes, that was a really an epiphany that worked out incredibly well. We're not only a vegan food sharing app. We're not only a vegan economy. We're not only vegan coin. We're not only a vegan marketplace. We are here to unite the vegan community in a holistic solution to our needs, a holistic solution to bringing veganism to the next level. A country is too primitive and it's too
it's defined by borders. It's defined by borders.
Exactly. A nation is something that is a lot more unifying, a lot more open. Anybody could join a nation. You just, there's a few things you have to do to become a part of the nation. And Vegan Nation, it's just, we're 300 million vegans worldwide, growing by triple digits every year. It's time to transform from a community to a nation. And we will be the most powerful nation on the planet. Yeah,
absolutely. I love that. Transforming from a community to a nation. That's great. All right. So those are the quick vegan questions. You did great.
It wasn't so quick. I'm sorry.
No, trust me. These quick vegan questions, they never go quick. And I know that. So don't worry. I don't expect them to. Sometimes I forewarn my guests, like, I know these are supposed to be quick, but if you got something good, let it all go. So it brings me into, tell us about yourself. Who are you? Who are we talking to? Who's this fiery redheaded lady that's screaming at us? Who are you?
Oh God. Fair description of me. I am, my full name is Chaya Rena Thomas. People call me Rena. And I am an activist. I like to think of myself as a really avid activist that is using technology to bring about the change I envision. And so I quit JP Morgan Chase, the largest bank in the world, around 2 years ago to start working with my brother, the founder and CEO, on Veganation. And I've been finding myself being more and more satisfied, happier, and more fulfilled, waking up in the morning knowing that I am using my technological powers for good. You know, when you look at what we use technology for, what we use our phones for, our vast majority of the day is around technology, yet most of that technology is not bringing humanity forward. And I am very keen on using technology in the most ideological, pristine way that it was meant to be used. And every single power could be used for evil, and I am determined to use this power for good. You see it also with cryptocurrencies, the new digital currency market. You see people taking it to the wrong direction, but I am determined, along with Veganation and its leaders, to take vegan coin in the right direction, in the best direction, currency that is truly built on ideological values and that has its values, the values of the vegan community, programmed in it. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, we're using technology right now. I'm using my laptop, I'm using a microphone, a camera, my phone, and it's surrounding us every single day. I made a post today. I said, what are you using your phone for? I said, 1, are you consuming? 2, are you creating? Or 3, are you educating? You know, and the reality is that most people are consuming. You know, they're consumers. You know, we're taught to be consumers from a young age. From the time we're in school, we're taught to be consumers and buy and purchase. We're not taught to be creative. We're taught to be, you fit in this box. If you don't fit in this box, something's wrong with you. You know, get back in this box. Don't get out. You know, don't stray away. And we're not necessarily even taught to educate and to teach others. It's no, you listen to me, you follow my direction. And so I know that like 99% of people are consuming. I mean, I consume a lot as well on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, but I like to think of myself as a creator, and I wasn't always creative. You know, like you said, it's really about 2 years ago that I decided, how do I be more creative? How do I help more people? And so I think that you're absolutely right about the technology. And I think that's important.
Beautiful. You know, I always talk about responsible consumerism, sustainable consumerism, but I never brought the technological consumption into the conversation. And now, because of you, you will hear me talking about technological sustainable consumption. And that is so true. You cannot have put it better. And it's beautiful. Absolutely. We have to not only change our physical consumption, because it's not making us feel better, it's not making us more spiritual, and it's the same exact thing about the technological consumption. It's not making us better, it's not making us more conscious, it's not bringing us to a higher consciousness level, and so we definitely need to decrease our technological consumption.
Yeah,
And you
absolutely.
see more of the tech industries. You helped me explain so many things now. So now instead of saying, oh, Silicon Valley is not really innovative, I was struggling with defining what was not innovative. And this is what it was, that every single new tech company is here to help you consume more other people's lives, consume more movies, consume more videos, consume. And they're not really thinking of what we can do for humanity. Where can we bring humanity forward? Because technology can really bring us leaps forward in our consciousness, in our generosity, in our compassion to each other. Absolutely.
Like look at Bill Gates right now. I don't know if you've seen, there's a new documentary series, like docuseries on Bill Gates and all the things that he's trying to do to accomplish with now that he has this huge wealth. And he created the Bill and Melinda Foundation, and he takes in a lot of money. You might think, how much more money does he need? But his projects are like $200 billion projects to eradicate polio. Or another one of his projects is to solve the energy issue, to make a sustainable energy that you don't need fossil fuels. So he's creating these things, and literally they shows the series on how he creates it, and it's amazing. So he's using technology, and when he was asked that question, why technology? He's like, that's all I know. Like, I built a software company. Like, I only know technology, so I figure, how can I use this for good now that I'm in a position to do so? So yeah, I think that's very true. So the next thing I want to ask you, I want to take it back a little bit further before Vegan Nation, before Vegan Coin. Why are you vegan? What made you go vegan, and how did it all start?
Why not be vegan? I always tell people, from every angle you look at it, veganism wins. If you look from a sustainable perspective, veganism wins tenfold. I have 1/100th of a footprint compared to an animal eater on a daily basis. The amount of water I conserved by going vegan is enormous. You can go and calculate how much energy you save by going vegan on this vegan calculator. Then if you look at it from a moral standpoint, veganism wins tenfold. People bring in religion. I always tell them, look at the very origins of religion. Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden, they were vegan. God did not permit us to eat animals until we sinned and descended into the lowest of the lows. And even if you don't bring religion in it, veganism wins because you are not destroying another being's life to satisfy your own urges. Simple. Don't kill. I'm not killing. I take fruit from a tree that keeps on giving its fruits for years and years, for thousands of years if we don't cut it down. So a tree is the true definition of compassion and giving and nature at its essence, because a tree, you give it very little attention, yet it will give you fruits for the rest of your life. So from a moral standpoint, I'm good with veganism. Then from a health perspective, veganism is way healthier than any other diet. Paleo, schmaleo, vegetarianism, presbyterianism. Can't even pronounce all these names that they gave this BS diets. But veganism wins. I was a professional runner for 4 years, and I was competing in the NCAA cross-country races. And today, I am a much fitter, much healthier person living in this physical body than I was when I was a professional athlete, because I wasn't vegan back then. I didn't eat the right foods. And today, on a fairly average, healthy vegan diet, I am thriving and my body feels better than ever. And so why not be vegan?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And those are some good points. But we all, at some point, were raised very similar. We were raised, you need to eat this, and this is what everybody eats, and this is what, at the restaurants, and we see it everywhere. And of course, there's animal products everywhere and all kinds of different all places of the world. So what shifted your mind? Because it has to be a mindset. You have to learn these things. Like, yes, you can claim now that veganism wins, and you're absolutely right. But before that, like, what changed your mind? How did it shape into coming to these agreements or these beliefs?
So I was vegetarian for 3 years before I went vegan. And I went to Ben Gurion University in the south of Israel. And my best friend and neighbor, he was my next door neighbor, was vegan. He worked in a slaughterhouse for a day and was horrified, so he went vegan. Then I met him, and he was cooking all day, and I was just eating his food. And I started learning that I don't need any animal products for delicious food. He made all kinds of food, from kebabs to lasagna to barekas, the little baked goods, and salads and tahini and avocado and hummus. And it's an endless list of deliciousness that you can consume on a daily basis. And he's the first to really open my mind to it. And then my older brother, who started Veganation, he called me on the Jewish Earth Day and told me I'm going vegan. And I was like, what? I've been talking about going vegan for months. There's no way you're going vegan before me. And so I also became vegan on the Jewish Earth Day. And ever since, we've been 3.5 years ago, we've been vegan.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that. So I love that there's so many different reasons that people go vegan. There's so many different ways. And I kind of like the little kind of like brotherly, sisterly competition where it's like, no way, like I want to do that. You're not doing that before me. That's always fun.
I'm very competitive.
I mean, you have to be if you're going to be a professional runner. That's some high level competition for sure. So I think that's great. And there's so many different stories, and everyone has a fun, interesting story. It's always, some are very different, like your friend from a slaughterhouse worker and going vegan, after one day of seeing that. I know from experience, it's horrible. I filmed inside slaughterhouse when I was in Bali. I filmed pig slaughter and halal cow slaughter. I don't have the stomach yet to edit the cow slaughter, but I've already edited and posted the pig slaughter, and I didn't do it for fun. I did it because I had to just see. I had to know for myself. I had to experience it and know. And part of me feels that I deserve to see this, because I've consumed and eaten and paid for so many animals to die in my lifetime, that the least I could do is at least bear witness and see what they go through. But then at some point, especially for me, it took me 6 months of being vegan. I wanted to get active. I wanted to do more. 6 months in, I created YouTube. Another 2 months after that, I started the podcast. And then I started being more active, and I started communicating with more, educating, becoming more creative. And I feel like there's this term activism, and the term activism often can be misunderstood. I think sometimes people think of an activist as like the person holding up the picket signs and saying meat is murder, or the one going into the restaurant screaming at the steak eaters. That is one type, but I know that there's so many other types. There's the people that cook, like your friend. There's people that create YouTube, or people that create a book. There's so many different ways that I think are active, that are being active for the animals, because that's really what it's all about. Anyone that says veganism is anything else, it just really doesn't know the definition. It's for the animals. So what are we doing to help them? If we're building a better planet, that'll help them. If we're not eating them, that'll help them. That's what it's all about. So anyways, what for you do you do to help the animals? What's your way? What's your style of activism?
Yeah, so activism is definitely not only going out and protesting on the streets. I call that face-to-face activism, but that is so important. It cannot be undermined or undervalued. I'm active also on that front. Whenever there's a protest, I go and I join it. However, the majority of my activism is building the Veganation platform, working day in and day out on delivering the best possible technological platform for the vegan community, because we don't have what we're delivering. I'm delivering to the world something I need as a vegan, something I want to see as a vegan. And the moment the vegan community is powerful financially, the moment we're independent from government money and from destructive financial power, then we will win and we will liberate the animals. I have no doubt about it. So, yeah, I really believe strongly that everything comes down to money, to value. And if we can generate value without using this fiat money system, which is the government money system, which does not have values in it, it's a valueless money, then we win the fight with the animals, because they're being slaughtered right now for money. So we need to stop using that money that is slaughtering them. So that's my type of activism.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to know a little bit more about the Vegan Nation and the Vegan Coin. But I want to start with first, what does Vegan Nation offer? And then we can go into some of the key points. So what are some of the things that you can offer to the community of veganism?
Yeah, so I have to separate what we are offering today and what we are going to offer in the coming months, because obviously Vegan Nation is in its very early stages. We're only around for 2 years and a few months. And so we have much work to do, which is exciting, and it keeps me going every day. But today we have quite a lot to offer. So if you go to the Vegan Nation website or download the Vegan Nation app, you could find posts, recipes, events posted by vegans all over the world. You could go into the marketplace and see vegan businesses in your area. You could also chat the vegan businesses or vegan people with our VChat functionality. You could also connect and follow fellow vegans all over the world. And separately from that, you could also buy Vegan Coin. And in the next few weeks, you'll be able to start transacting in Vegan Coin and really using Vegan Coin in your local vegan businesses around the world, paying for goods and services, helping and building the vegan economy to where it could be and should be. I'll go into the second part. What we're delivering in the next few months is the food sharing app, the food sharing part of the app, which is basically wherever you go in the world, you're going to be able to find a local family to host you for a vegan meal. So we are really creating a distributed restaurant system around the world, because we don't have enough vegan restaurants, but we do have enough vegan people willing to open up their home and host you for a vegan meal. And of course, it will be paid for with Vegan Coin.
That's amazing. So I think that some people get confused, especially as I talk about this and share this with people. Sometimes people are confused as far as what the heck is a cryptocurrency, and why do I need a cryptocurrency? Like, what's wrong with the currency that I have right now and just buying vegan products? Like, what's the difference?
Right. So let me start with money. Money at its essence is the DNA of a society. The way money is programmed will determine how the society behaves. So right now we have the fiat money system, which basically has no values programmed into the currency. It's simply paper money that has government backing to it. Enough people believe in those governments, and so therefore that paper money gets its value and can be used as a currency. But beyond paper money and faith in your local government, the money has no value, and it's backed by no commodity. Further than that, it promotes no ideological value. It's just the more you can get, the better. So you see people fighting to get as much money as they can. Doesn't matter from where. You cut down trees, you kill animals, you fish the hell out of the oceans. You really bring Earth to its, knees, as long as you have money. And that's
there's really quick. There's a meme or like a quote that I see that says, when the rivers run dry, when there's no food to eat, when there's no more air to breathe, and you only have your money, that's when man will realize, I can't eat my money. And I think that's just so true. And it comes back to what you're saying.
Absolutely. And so we're still blinded by it. We're still acting like really primitive apes, really, in terms of our greediness to just gather and gather and gather money. So where cryptocurrencies become interesting is that cryptocurrencies is basically, in a nutshell, it's a way to program units of value that is the data for it, the data of those units of values are recorded on a public domain. That means that no one could just come and alter a transaction or fake a transaction. The same data is saved on distributed computers and networks all over the world, making it impossible to hack into it. Because if you hack into one computer, that's fine. You have to hack into the rest of the 33,000 other computers and update the same type of information within a very small time framework, and it becomes impossible. So it's a technological architecture to basically allow for units of value to go around a society, to go around the globe, with no bank as a middleman and with no government control over it. Every single government and every single bank wanted to see Bitcoin disappear off the face of the earth. Yet Bitcoin today is the most valuable currency per unit, and it was not hacked even once into the public blockchain. It was never hacked, and no government was able to make it go away. So this is a new era of transferring value, of generating value. That brings me into vegan coin. So vegan coin is just another cryptocurrency. It's another unit of value that can be transferred all around the globe with the full transparency and the full validation and trust that this transaction actually occurred. And we don't need the banks and we don't need the governments to help us facilitate these transactions. Now, further than that, you can actually program your values into your digital currency. So if you value nature and you want to see nature survive, so you assign a value to nature at its essence. And that's what vegan coin does to the Amazon rainforest. By leasing by leasing 15,000 acres of the rainforest and paying for it with vegan coin, we're saying vegan coin assigns value to nature. We see nature and we want it to be as is. If it's destroyed, it's not worth any vegan coin. And so you make people start thinking differently about their surroundings. Furthermore, you could incentivize good behavior using digital currencies. Bitcoin does it with its miners. They incentivize miners to update the public ledger, the public database of all the transaction, and in return, they get Bitcoin. That's the whole mining phenomenon. And so with vegan coin, you could actually incentivize people to shop in second-hand clothes shops. You could incentivize people to go volunteer in the local NGO or non-for-profit. There's endless possibilities on how you could incentivize good behavior. And so really creating a new DNA for a society. And we're working with top experts who understand shared economies and who understand how one characteristic that is programmed into a digital currency, how it will affect the behavior of the masses. And it's about creating a currency with the strongest ideological values that are for Earth, for all living beings, for compassion, for kindness, for generosity. Yeah.
So if you were talking to someone and convincing them to invest in vegan coin, what would you say to them?
I would say to them that money gets its values from the power of the community. You could call a country a community. So the Israeli shekel or the US dollar has value behind it because people believe in the American government, in the federal bank, so that it won't crash, etc., etc. And so enough people believe in it, so the dollar gets its value. If the vast majority of Americans stopped trusting their government, which is already happening, we see it happening on a daily basis, and people's trust in the banks shatter, then you will see a mass financial crash happening to fiat monies all over the world. And so what I tell people is the vegan community is the strongest community on this planet. We are the most dedicated, and we will stop at nothing. And so you will either invest with the vegan coin, you will invest in the vegan nation, or you will regret it. So it's one or the other.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I definitely agree. And I think that the fact that it's a principle-based, purpose, and then like a principle-based investment, and it's also tangible. It's like if I invest in gold and I go buy some gold, I can't use that anywhere. It just sits around. It looks nice. It's nice to talk about. But if I invest in a vegan coin, well, I can go buy some Buddha bowls, you know what I mean, at the restaurant nearby because they accept vegan coin. So tell me about how does it work if I want to go into a restaurant and I want to purchase something with a vegan coin.
Yeah, so it's going to be really easy. So right now, if you go into your wallet and your Vegan Nation wallet, you will see a button that says send or receive. And right now, these buttons are disabled because their crowdfunding has not ended. In the coming weeks, we're going to enable sending and requesting vegan coin. You could either send it by searching in their name and it will automatically send it from your wallet, or you could scan the QR code in your local business or their phone, their iPad or their phone, and it will send automatically the amount. But it will be very easy to send businesses vegan coin, and it will be very easy to transact with your friends, sending vegan coin all over the world.
Yeah, so I like that you talked about, the businesses and then some of the incentives. Can you share some incentives that maybe you currently have developed?
Yeah, so right now, a vegan business that signs up to Vegan Nation will receive 50 vegan coin as a reward for being an early pioneer. We are working on a very robust incentivization system for all the users. What activities will determine how many vegan coins they receive. A lot of it we will actually bring up to a vote by the community, so the community has a say on what should earn people vegan coin and how many of them. But right now, if you buy vegan coin, because vegan coin is not tradable yet, early pioneers, people who understand the pioneers in building the nation, they come and they buy vegan coin. They could get a discount on the price of the vegan coin when it will be public. So right now, the vegan coin is being sold at 50 cents on the dollar. per unit. If you buy $500 worth of vegan coin, you get 5%. So you get an extra vegan coin, maybe 20 extra vegan coins, which is huge. I mean, imagine 20 extra bitcoins when it was,
that's like $20,000
at the beginning, and then you more 20 bitcoins is like 200,000.
Oh yeah, 200,000. Sorry,
each bitcoin is $100,000. Yeah, it's a lot of money. So, and it's not, I believe, I know the power of the community. And so I know the vegan coin led by the vegan community will absolutely shatter all expectations of what a digital currency can do. And I'm beyond excited for it.
Yeah, for sure. I think because people care so much about money for an obvious reason, there's value. Like if I don't have money, I can't buy water. If I don't have money, I can't buy food. I can't use my phone or my camera. So there's an attachment to money that runs very deep. And I think that it's something that's obviously going to take time to get away from. Like, for example, the connection that a lot of us have to eating meat was very deep. And to change that behavior and change that around is very challenging. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
So when I explain this to people and I try to explain it, I do use Bitcoin as an example. And oftentimes I'll let them know, well, this is what Bitcoin value is today. This is what it was back then. So the potential for growth in this particular currency, the value can go up. What kind of expectations do you have? What kind of valuations do you think this thing is capable of, and what kind of time frames? And I know this is just all speculation, but people need to understand, I think, that how does this vegan coin, what's the value of it potentially? Because I think that excites people, not necessarily for the right reasons, but for obvious reasons. That excites people. So what do you think are some projections?
So I am legally not allowed to say I think vegan coin will be worth X amount of money. Plus, I don't hold a crystal ball, and I don't know where it will go. But what I do know is that there's a science to how we create value. There's a reason why fiat money has the value that it is. There's a reason why Bitcoin has the value that it is, and it continues rising in value. It's because of the masses. It's because of the power of the people. The people have enormous power, and governments understand it, banks understand it, and they're capitalizing on it on the backs of the masses. And so what I'm saying is, vegan coin has a community of 300 million people. It's enough that only 1% of the most extreme, fanatic, anarchist vegans adopt vegan coin, and we become the strongest cryptocurrency community on the planet. Bitcoin only has a community of less than 500,000 people. I mean, there's not more than 500,000 individuals who hold Bitcoin and who use it. We are going to have several millions of vegans using vegan coins. You could only imagine what will happen when a few million people use vegan coin. I mean, how many people live in Kuwait today?
It's like probably I think it's around 3 million. I think
3
right
million.
around there.
Does Kuwait have its own currency?
Yep.
What's the currency in Kuwait?
So I know where you're going with this, and I'll explain. I think I know where you're going with this. So the Kuwaiti dinar, it's called Kuwaiti dinar, and the Kuwaiti dinar is the highest valued currency in the entire world for fiat currency, and it's 3.3 times the value of the US dollar.
Amazing. So the Kuwaiti dinaro is 3 times worth more than the US dollar, with a community with a citizenship number of 3 million people. That is 1% of the vegan community. So I'm not saying how much money Vegan Coin will be worth, but just people should start moving their brain, moving and thinking, what can happen when 1% of the vegan community decides the heck with government money that is inherently not vegan, the most destructive money on the planet. We are going full-blown vegan, including with our money. Can you imagine what's going to happen? I mean, in my wildest dreams, I start understanding what will happen.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's really good. And why do you think some people are skeptical about this? What makes them skeptical? Because when I talk to some people, they're unsure of the technology and like the safety of it.
Right. So when people talk to me about safety, I tell them when the CIA, the FBI, the US government, the federal banks, the banks all want something to go away, usually they go away. But Bitcoin did not go away. So don't talk to me about safety, because Bitcoin today is the safest currency on the planet. And the same with Ethereum and all the leading currencies right now. They are pretty darn safe. And no one was able to hack into them yet. They were able to hack into individual wallets, people who did not secure their assets carefully enough. And so safety, it is more safe than any fiat money on this planet. Skepticism, I understand. We saw a huge boom in cryptocurrencies. We saw a lot of fake, scammy, not so viable products raise millions and millions of dollars, and their investors lost everything. And so there's still a bad taste in people's mouth from cryptocurrencies. However, those companies are done with. They're gone. Nobody even remembers them or knows who they are. We've been around since the ICO boom. We survived the crash. We survived the bad waves of crypto, and we're here, we're alive, we're stronger than ever, and now is the time for the real digital currencies to come through, the real people, with the right ideology and the right values to come forward and to bring about the sustainable innovation aspect into the cryptocurrencies industry. So I think the general skepticism comes from a fair place. However, veganation is not like that. It's just, it's on a different playing field. It's a different league. It's a different kind of company. We're truly unique, and I'm so proud of the work we have done, and I'm so proud of where we're headed.
Yeah, I want to add something too. So if a lot of people that are vegan, they have very strong beliefs as far as, I will not participate in any kind of animal cruelty. I won't pay for it. And sometimes I tell people, I'm almost less of a vegan. I'm more of I boycott these industries that are horrendous, that cause a mass amount of suffering and are killing the planet and killing suffering. They're killing innocent beings. And a lot of people are, of course, like that, and they believe in that. And, you could go into a restaurant and say, that looks really delicious. That looks like super healthy. Oh, it has honey. No, thank you. Right? Because honey isn't vegan. And some people might say that that's kind of crazy, right? Like, what the heck? It's just some honey, but then when you peel back the layers and you realize what happens in the honey industry and why it's not wise to support it, it makes sense. So where I'm going with this is, people, when they understand that something isn't vegan, they're very easy. It's very easy for them to say, I don't want that. So for example, I was talking to someone today that's like, oh, I love beer. And they had a picture of a beer, and they're a pretty new vegan. And I was like, is it vegan? Like, I'd like to try it. It looks interesting. And they said, I'm not too sure. And they said, I'm not really that strict about my beer if it's vegan. And then, then it went into a small conversation. But in the end, I shared a link and they said, oh, that's a great link. I've been looking for something that was a good link to share. And the point is that their values are strong in their heart to say, I don't support anything that's not vegan. So what I want to know is what is not vegan about the currencies that people using today? What specifically makes them not vegan?
Right. So first and foremost, let's start with the fact that many, many, many countries print their money with actual animal products. The UK, Australia, Israel, I believe the US is all in the pool of people who are using animal products to print their money. So first and foremost, the money you're holding in your hand is not vegan. Now, let's talk about what is being vegan. Vegan means that you do not participate in any industry that is harming animal, humans, or the planet in the process. And so if your definition of vegan is I don't want to participate in animal exploitation, then technically you're not supposed to use money, because money is directly subsidizing the meat industry, subsidizing the dairy industries, subsidizing the governments who are subsidizing all the dairy products. You are subsidizing private prisons. You are subsidizing the fossil fuels industry. You are basically subsidizing the most destructive industries on the planet. So the money that is propelling this machine forward is not vegan, plain and simple. And as long as we continue participating in this fiat system, in this machine, then we're not fully vegan. None of us are fully vegan.
So let's say vegan coin becomes huge and, there's millions of vegans using the vegan coin and it becomes the highest value currency in the world and it's very strong and has an amazing community. What stops the meat industry and the dairy industry and some of these industries that we don't want and getting a piece into vegan coin? Yeah,
so it's not about stopping or telling people what to do. It's more about incentivizing what to do. It's not about limiting people. It's just about opening up the opportunities for people who want to do good. So let's say let's say a meat company wants to buy vegan coin. What are they going to use it for? We are going to incentivize good vegan behavior. So they would have to do vegan actions to clean up that money. The money will not serve destructive habits. You will not gain anything from it. You will only gain, and the incentivizations will work only within the vegan ecosystem, within the vegan, what the community deems as good vegan behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So what kind of celebrities do you have involved with the Vegan Nation?
Yeah, so if you go to our website, you'll see that we have Jerome Flynn and from Game of Thrones and Jenna Dewan. She was in a few movies. She's a dance star. Yeah, a Hollywood
She's huge.
celebrity.
She has like 5.4 million followers on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. So we have Jenna Dewan, and we have some new, exciting, future news coming soon.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you know what? I really, I just have to say that I love everything that you're doing. I'm very excited to talk to you. I'm so excited to see what Vegan Coin is going to become. Full disclosure, I invested in Vegan Coin, so I definitely believe in it. I've got some of my friends, some of my vegan friends, to invest in it. And I know that the businesses is coming soon. I mean, on my end, because of course, the more people that are participating in it, the better. I mean, the more rainforest we could buy, the more, good that we can do. And I can't find a single thing that could be wrong about this plan going forward. And like I said in the beginning, before you introduce yourself, before you talked about what you do, every single vegan, that's listening that is going to listen, that's going to see this on video or YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, every single one of you guys should definitely take a serious look at Vegan Nation and Vegan Coin. Go on the website. And that brings up a good point. Where can people find you if they're interested in learning more about this? Where's some good resources?
Yeah, so you can check out veganation.io, veganation.io, .input output. You could also just Google Veganation, search by news. There's countless news articles, press releases, videos explaining what veganation is. You will have hours and hours and hours of reading material. You could also go to YouTube and check out our channel. We upload videos where actually there's a few new videos being uploaded in the coming days. And the website is a great resource for the documents, for the team members, for our mission, our vision, and you could also buy Vegan Coin there. You could also buy Vegan Coin on the mobile apps, the iOS and Android.
Yeah, that's great. That's so awesome. So before I let you go, is there anything else that you really want to add? Maybe something that you want to add that we didn't talk about, or something you want to reiterate that you don't want people to forget?
I want to reiterate that to bring a new reality upon Earth, we need to use new money. And Vegan Coin is the only digital currency that is actually saving the planet as we speak. Find me another one and I will back down. But there has not been any cryptocurrency that is doing what Vegan Nation is doing with Vegan Coin. And so if you want to have a new reality come about, then come join our new economy. Come be a pioneer and join our Vegan Nation because it is the future.
And, some people also, before I let you go, some people think, oh, I don't have any money. I don't have that much. You can start with such a little amount. You don't have to put a large amount. You could start with a small amount and then do great activities and build up your currency.
Absolutely. You could buy with $200, get 400 Vegan Coin, which is a nice amount. Imagine if someone bought 400 Bitcoins when it was worth $1, how much money they would have today, how much value they would have today. And so definitely you don't have to be wealthy or rich. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And we need as many people to come and join the economy. We need many, many people putting small amounts of money in and starting to use it as soon as it's live. So you don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to be an accredited investor, and it won't break your wallet. And so definitely go to the Vegan Nation website and buy $200 worth of Vegan Coin.
Yeah, and then most important, share, and share, because everybody needs to know.
Absolutely.
Just the amount of people that I shared to and the traction that I got and the interest was a lot of fun. It was interesting.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kevin. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. It's so inspirational. And we'll chat again soon.
Yes, we'll be talking soon. Thank you so much for your time. I know, well, at least we're on the same time frame. I mean, sometimes when I have these conversations, it's like midnight for them or 6 a.m. for me. But same time frame, so that's great. Have a great night.